Life and impact of Niccolò Machiavelli in the bustling city of Florence. In the year 1469, a child named Niccolò was born into a family of modest means. His last name, Machiavelli, would one day become synonymous with political cunning and the harsh realities of power. But before he became the infamous author of The Prince, he was just a curious boy, growing up in a city-state teeming with intrigue, art, and political strife. Machiavelli's Florence was a city caught between the clash of powerful families and the whims of foreign invaders. It was a place where fortunes were made and lost in a day, and where even the greatest leaders could find themselves exiled or imprisoned. Young Niccolò observed it all, absorbing the lessons that would later form the backbone of his political philosophy. As a young man, Machiavelli entered the service of the Florentine Republic, where he quickly rose through the ranks to become a diplomat and a trusted advisor. He traveled on behalf of Florence to various courts across Europe, meeting kings, generals, and popes. It was during these missions that he witnessed the stark reality of power, not the idealized, virtuous leadership that many preached, but the ruthless and pragmatic strategies that rulers employed to maintain their thrones. But fortune can be as fickle as it is swift. In 1512, the powerful Medici family returned to Florence and overthrew the Republic. Machiavelli, a loyal servant of the old regime, was imprisoned and tortured, accused of conspiracy. After his release, he found himself exiled to his family estate, his political career in ruins. It was during this dark period that Machiavelli penned his most famous work, The Prince. Written as a guide for rulers, it is a book that strips away the noble facade of leadership and exposes the raw, often brutal, mechanics of power. One of his most famous maxims is, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Machiavelli argued that a ruler who is feared is more secure than one who is loved, for fear is a stronger, more reliable emotion than affection. Another of his well-known sayings is, "The ends justify the means." This phrase, though often misunderstood, encapsulates his belief that a ruler must do whatever is necessary to maintain stability and control, even if it means resorting to deceit or cruelty. To Machiavelli, the preservation of the state and the security of its people were the highest goods, outweighing conventional morality. Machiavelli also believed in the power of fortune, or fortuna, and its influence on human affairs. He famously said, "Fortune is a woman, and if you wish to keep her under control, you must beat her and batter her." By this, he meant that fortune favors the bold and the decisive, those willing to seize opportunities and shape their own destinies, rather than being passively swept along by events. Despite its stark realism, The Prince was not a manifesto of evil, as some have portrayed it. It was, instead, a reflection of the chaotic and dangerous times in which Machiavelli lived. He wanted to teach rulers how to navigate the treacherous waters of politics with wisdom and skill, to protect their states from the anarchy that he had witnessed firsthand. Machiavelli's influence extended far beyond his lifetime. His works were read and debated by kings, philosophers, and revolutionaries alike. He became a symbol of political pragmatism, admired and reviled in equal measure. His name, Machiavellian, entered the lexicon as a term for cunning and ruthless political maneuvering. In the centuries that followed, his ideas were interpreted in various ways. Some saw him as a champion of republicanism, while others viewed him as a cynical advocate of tyranny. Yet, at the heart of his writings was a deep understanding of human nature and the complexities of power. He understood that politics is rarely a matter of simple right and wrong, but a delicate balancing act between ideals and reality. Niccolò Machiavelli's life was a testament to the struggle between ambition and circumstance, hope and disillusionment. He experienced both the heights of political influence and the depths of personal failure. Through it all, he remained a keen observer of the human condition, leaving behind a legacy that continues to provoke, challenge, and inspire.